The Arctic, a vast wilderness, a place where the horizon stretches endlessly and the silence is only broken by the whisper of the wind. This is a land that has captivated explorers, scientists, and adventurers for centuries. Its sheer scale and untouched beauty are both humbling and awe-inspiring, a land of ice and snow. Here, the landscape is sculpted by the relentless forces of nature. Glaciers carve their way through mountains, and icebergs drift majestically through frigid waters. The Arctic is a testament to the power and beauty of the natural world. It's a place of extreme beauty and extreme challenges. The Arctic's beauty is stark and otherworldly, with ice formations that glisten like diamonds under the sun. But this beauty comes with harsh realities. The cold is biting, and the environment is unforgiving. Only the hardiest of creatures can survive here. Imagine a world where the sun barely sets, where temperatures plummet to unimaginable lows. In the summer, the sun never dips below the horizon, casting a perpetual twilight over the land. In the winter, darkness reigns, and temperatures can drop to -40 degrees Celsius or lower. This is a place where the elements rule. This is the Arctic, a region shrouded in mystery and wonder. The northern lights dance across the sky in a mesmerizing display of color, and the landscape is dotted with ice formations that seem almost otherworldly. It's a place that feels both ancient and timeless, a reminder of the Earth's raw and untamed beauty. The Arctic Circle sits at the top of our planet. It encompasses the Arctic Ocean and parts of Canada, Russia, Greenland, Norway, and the United States. This region is crucial to our understanding of the Earth's climate and ecosystems. It's a place where the effects of climate change are most visible and most profound. It's a region defined by extremes. The Arctic is a land of contrasts, where ice meets ocean, and the rugged terrain is both beautiful and treacherous. It's a place where the forces of nature are on full display, and where the delicate balance of life is constantly tested. It's a place where survival is a daily battle. Yet, life persists. The Arctic is home to a diverse array of wildlife, from the iconic polar bear to the resilient Arctic fox. These animals have adapted to the harsh conditions, finding ways to thrive in an environment that seems inhospitable. From polar bears to microscopic algae, life finds a way. The Arctic is a delicate and complex ecosystem, where every creature plays a vital role. The polar bear, for example, is a top predator, while microscopic algae form the base of the food chain. Together, they create a web of life that is both fragile and resilient. This is a story about the Arctic, about its beauty, about its importance, and about the threats it faces. The Arctic is a place of unparalleled beauty, but it's also a region under threat. Climate change is causing temperatures to rise, ice to melt, and ecosystems to be disrupted. The future of the Arctic is uncertain, and its fate will have far-reaching consequences for the entire planet. The melting of the ice caps is one of the most visible signs of climate change. As the ice melts, it releases trapped greenhouse gases, further accelerating global warming. Pollution from human activities is also a growing problem, threatening the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem. Endangered species, such as the polar bear, are struggling to survive in a changing environment. The Arctic is a barometer for the health of our planet. What happens here affects us all. The melting ice caps contribute to rising sea levels, which can lead to flooding in coastal areas around the world. The loss of Arctic ice also affects global weather patterns, leading to more extreme weather events. It's a stark reminder that we are all connected, and that the health of the Arctic is crucial to the health of our planet. The Arctic is a global issue, and it requires a global response. Scientists and researchers from around the world are working together to study the Arctic and understand the impacts of climate change. International cooperation is essential to finding solutions and protecting this fragile and vital region. The future of the Arctic is in our hands, and it's up to us to ensure that this frozen paradise is preserved for future generations. The Arctic is a land of extremes. It is a place where the environment can be both breathtakingly beautiful and incredibly harsh. The Arctic region, located at the northernmost part of our planet, is characterized by its icy landscapes, vast tundras, and unique wildlife. This remote and often inhospitable area is home to some of the most fascinating natural phenomena and resilient creatures on Earth. It's a place of perpetual darkness in winter and constant sunlight in summer. During the winter months, the Arctic is shrouded in darkness for up to 6 months, a period known as the polar night. Conversely, in the summer, the sun never sets, resulting in the phenomenon known as the midnight sun. This dramatic shift between light and dark has a profound impact on the region's climate, wildlife, and human inhabitants. This is due to the Earth's tilt. The Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of approximately 23.5 degrees relative to its orbit around the Sun. This tilt is responsible for the changing seasons and the varying lengths of day and night throughout the year. In the Arctic, this tilt causes the Sun to remain below the horizon during the winter months and above the horizon during the summer months, leading to the extreme variations in daylight. The Arctic Circle experiences extreme variations in daylight. These variations are most pronounced at the poles, where the sun can remain continuously visible for several months during the summer and completely absent for several months during the winter. This unique pattern of light and dark has a significant influence on the behavior and survival strategies of the region's flora and fauna. Arctic wildlife has evolved to cope with the extreme conditions and the dramatic changes in daylight. For example, many animals have developed thick fur or blubber to insulate against the cold, while others have adapted their hunting and foraging behaviors to take advantage of the limited periods of light. The Arctic is home to a diverse array of species, including polar bears, Arctic foxes, and various species of seals and whales. The landscape is dominated by ice. The Arctic is often associated with its vast expanses of ice and snow, which cover much of the region throughout the year. These icy landscapes are not only visually stunning, but also play a crucial role in the global climate system. The ice acts as a reflective surface, helping to regulate the Earth's temperature by reflecting sunlight back into space. Glaciers, ice sheets, and pack ice cover much of the region. These massive ice formations are constantly shifting and changing, driven by the forces of wind, water, and temperature. Glaciers, which are slow-moving rivers of ice, carve out valleys and shape the landscape as they advance and retreat. The Arctic ice sheet, one of the largest ice masses on Earth, plays a critical role in regulating sea levels and global climate patterns. The ground is permanently frozen. This is called permafrost. Permafrost is a layer of soil or rock that remains frozen for at least 2 consecutive years. In the Arctic, permafrost can extend hundreds of meters below the surface and has a significant impact on the region's ecosystems and infrastructure. The presence of permafrost affects the types of vegetation that can grow, the stability of buildings and roads, and the release of greenhouse gases as it thaws. These harsh conditions create a unique environment. The Arctic's extreme cold, strong winds, and limited sunlight create a challenging environment for both plants and animals. Despite these challenges, life has found a way to thrive in this frozen wilderness. The adaptations and survival strategies of Arctic species are a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of nature. Only the toughest can survive here. The Arctic is home to some of the most resilient and hardy species on the planet. These animals have evolved a range of adaptations to cope with the extreme conditions, from thick fur and blubber to specialized hunting and foraging behaviors. For example, the polar bear, one of the Arctic's most iconic species, has a thick layer of blubber and dense fur to insulate against the cold, as well as large paws that help it navigate the icy terrain. But the Arctic is not a barren wasteland. Despite its harsh conditions, the Arctic is teeming with life. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals, a diverse array of species call this region home. The Arctic's unique ecosystems are a testament to the adaptability and resilience of life in the face of extreme challenges. Beneath the ice, life teems. The Arctic Ocean, which covers much of the region, is home to a rich and diverse array of marine life. Beneath the ice, a complex and vibrant ecosystem thrives, with species ranging from tiny plankton to massive whales. These underwater communities are interconnected and rely on each other for survival, creating a delicate balance that sustains life in this harsh environment. The Arctic Ocean is one of the most productive and diverse marine ecosystems on the planet. It supports a wide range of species, from fish and invertebrates to marine mammals and seabirds. The cold, nutrient-rich waters provide an ideal environment for the growth of phytoplankton, which forms the base of the marine food web. This, in turn, supports a diverse array of species, including commercially important fish like cod and herring, as well as iconic Arctic animals like seals, walruses, and narwhals. And on land, hardy plants and animals find ways to survive. The Arctic tundra, characterized by its cold and dry conditions, is home to a variety of plant and animal species that have adapted to the harsh environment. Hardy plants like mosses, lichens, and dwarf shrubs are able to survive in the nutrient-poor soil and short-growing season. Meanwhile, animals like the Arctic fox, caribou, and snowy owl have developed specialized behaviors and physical adaptations to cope with the extreme cold and limited food availability. These species, along with many others, form a complex and interconnected web of life that sustains the Arctic's unique ecosystems. The Arctic ecosystem is incredibly diverse. It is a place of stark beauty and extreme conditions, where life has adapted to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The Arctic is not just a frozen wasteland, it is a vibrant and dynamic ecosystem teeming with life. From the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean to the vast expanses of the tundra, every part of this region is interconnected in a delicate balance. It's a complex web of life. Each species, no matter how small, plays a vital role in maintaining the health and stability of the ecosystem. The Arctic is home to a wide variety of animals, from tiny insects to massive mammals, all of which are interconnected in a delicate dance of survival. The relationships between these species are intricate and finely tuned, with each one depending on the others for food, shelter, and survival. From microscopic algae to giant whales, every organism plays a crucial role. The algae, though tiny, are the foundation of the Arctic food web. They provide the primary source of energy for a multitude of marine creatures. Whales, on the other hand, are the giants of the Arctic seas, and their presence is a testament to the richness of the ecosystem. These magnificent creatures travel thousands of miles to feed in the nutrient-rich waters of the Arctic, where they consume vast quantities of small fish and krill. At the base of the food chain are phytoplankton. These microscopic plants are the primary producers in the Arctic Ocean, converting sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. Phytoplankton are incredibly abundant in the Arctic waters, forming massive blooms that can be seen from space. These blooms are a critical source of food for a wide range of marine organisms, from tiny zooplankton to large fish and whales. Fish, in particular, are heavily dependent on phytoplankton for their survival. Schools of fish, such as herring, cod, and salmon, thrive in the nutrient-rich waters of the Arctic. These fish are a crucial link in the food chain, providing sustenance for larger predators and playing a key role in the overall health of the ecosystem. Fish like cod, herring, and salmon thrive in Arctic waters. These species are well adapted to the cold, nutrient-rich environment of the Arctic Ocean. They are an essential part of the marine food web, serving as a primary food source for a variety of predators, including seals, whales, and seabirds. The abundance of these fish is a testament to the productivity of the Arctic ecosystem. These fish are a vital food source for larger predators like seals and whales. Seals are agile hunters, using their speed and agility to catch fish in the icy waters. Whales, on the other hand, use their massive size and specialized feeding techniques to consume large quantities of fish and krill. The presence of these top predators is a sign of a healthy and thriving ecosystem, as they rely on a plentiful supply of prey to survive, and for indigenous communities who rely on them for survival. The people of the Arctic have lived in harmony with the land and sea for thousands of years, relying on the rich resources of the region to sustain their way of life. Fishing is a vital part of their culture and economy, providing food, income, and a connection to their ancestral heritage. The health of the Arctic ecosystem is crucial for the well-being of these communities, as they depend on the abundance of fish and other marine resources for their survival. On land, the tundra comes alive in the brief summer months. The Arctic tundra is a unique and fragile ecosystem, characterized by its cold climate, permafrost, and low-growing vegetation. During the short summer season, the tundra undergoes a dramatic transformation, with plants and animals taking advantage of the brief period of warmth and sunlight to grow, reproduce, and prepare for the long winter ahead. A carpet of wildflowers bursts into bloom. The tundra is covered in a vibrant array of colors, with wildflowers such as Arctic poppies, saxifrages, and lupines creating a stunning display. These flowers are not only beautiful, but also play a crucial role in the ecosystem, providing food and habitat for a variety of insects and other small animals. This attracts insects and birds. Insects such as bees and butterflies are important pollinators, helping to ensure the reproduction of the tundra plants. Birds such as snowbuntings and Arctic terns feed on the abundant insects, taking advantage of the rich food supply to raise their young. The presence of these birds is a sign of a healthy tundra ecosystem, as they rely on the availability of insects and other small animals for their survival. It also provides grazing for caribou and muskoxen. These large herbivores are well adapted to the harsh conditions of the Arctic, with thick fur and specialized feeding habits that allow them to survive in the cold and barren landscape. During the summer months, they graze on the lush vegetation of the tundra, building up their energy reserves for the long winter ahead. The presence of these animals is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life in the Arctic, as they have evolved to thrive in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. The Arctic is home to iconic animals. Polar bears, the apex predator, roam the ice floes. They hunt seals, their primary prey. Arctic foxes, with their thick white coats, scavenge for food. They survive on scraps left by polar bears and on small rodents like lemmings. Walruses, with their massive tusks, congregate on ice floes. They dive deep into the ocean, searching for clams and other shellfish. Whales, including belugas and narwhals, migrate through Arctic waters. They feed on krill and other small organisms. These animals are perfectly adapted to their harsh environment. They have thick fur or blubber for insulation and unique strategies for finding food in the ice and snow. Section 5. The Arctic's Frozen Heart. The Arctic is a region of stark beauty and extreme conditions, a place where the environment is both fragile and resilient. It is a land of ice and snow, where temperatures can plummet to unimaginable lows, and where the landscape is dominated by vast ice sheets and glaciers. This frozen wilderness is home to a unique and diverse array of wildlife, from polar bears and seals to migratory birds and marine mammals. The Arctic is also a region of great scientific interest, as it plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate and weather patterns. At the heart of the Arctic lies the Arctic Ocean. This ocean is a vast and mysterious body of water covered in ice for much of the year. It is a place of stark contrasts, where the icy surface conceals a rich and diverse ecosystem beneath. The Arctic Ocean is a place of great beauty and wonder, but it is also a place of great danger and uncertainty. The ice that covers the Arctic Ocean is constantly shifting and changing, creating a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. It's the smallest and shallowest of the world's oceans. Despite its size, the Arctic Ocean plays a crucial role in the Earth's climate system. It acts as a giant refrigerator, helping to cool the planet by reflecting sunlight back into space. The Arctic Ocean is also a vital habitat for a wide range of marine life, from tiny plankton to massive whales. The shallow waters of the Arctic Ocean are home to a unique and diverse array of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. The Arctic Ocean is a place of extremes, where temperatures can drop to 40 degrees Celsius or lower. The ice that covers the Arctic Ocean is incredibly thick, with some areas having ice that is several meters thick. This ice acts as a barrier, preventing heat from escaping from the ocean and helping to keep the Arctic region cold. The Arctic Ocean is covered in sea ice for most of the year. This ice is a crucial part of the Arctic ecosystem, providing a habitat for a wide range of species. The ice also plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate, as it reflects sunlight back into space and helps to keep the planet cool. This ice acts like a giant mirror. The ice reflects sunlight back into space, helping to keep the planet cool. This process is known as the albedo effect, and it is a crucial part of the Earth's climate system. The ice also helps to regulate the temperature of the Arctic region, keeping it cold and preventing heat from escaping from the ocean. The albedo effect is essential for regulating the Earth's temperature. The ice reflects sunlight back into space, helping to keep the planet cool. The ice is constantly shifting and changing, creating a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. The Arctic Ocean is also a vital carbon sink. It absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate climate change. The Arctic Ocean is a crucial part of the Earth's carbon cycle, as it absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide and helps to regulate the planet's climate. This process is known as carbon sequestration, and it is a crucial part of the Earth's carbon cycle. The Arctic Ocean absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide, helping to mitigate climate change and regulate the planet's climate. The ocean is also home to a wide range of marine life, from tiny plankton to massive whales. The Arctic Ocean is a crucial part of the Earth's carbon cycle, and its role in mitigating climate change cannot be overstated. The shallow waters of the Arctic Ocean are home to a unique and diverse array of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. But the Arctic Ocean is changing. Climate change is causing the sea ice to melt at an alarming rate. The ice that covers the Arctic Ocean is shrinking, and the landscape is changing rapidly. This has profound implications for the entire planet, as the loss of sea ice affects the Earth's climate and weather patterns. The melting ice also has a significant impact on the Arctic ecosystem, as it disrupts the habitat of many species and threatens their survival. The Arctic Ocean is a crucial part of the Earth's climate system, and its role in regulating the planet's temperature cannot be overstated. The loss of sea ice affects the Earth's climate and weather patterns, and the melting ice has a significant impact on the Arctic ecosystem. The ice that covers the Arctic Ocean is shrinking, and the landscape is changing rapidly. This has profound implications for the entire planet, as the loss of sea ice affects the Earth's climate and weather patterns. The melting ice also has a significant impact on the Arctic ecosystem, as it disrupts the habitat of many species and threatens their survival. Section 6. Echoes in the Ice. The Arctic, a vast and frozen expanse, holds within its icy embrace stories that span centuries. It is a place where the past and present converge, where the whispers of history echo through the cold winds and the crunch of snow underfoot. This chapter delves into the rich tapestry of the Arctic's history, exploring the lives of those who have called it home and those who have ventured into its icy heart. The Arctic has a long and fascinating history. From the earliest days of human habitation to the modern era, this region has been a place of mystery, challenge, and discovery. The story of the Arctic is not just one of ice and snow, but of the people who have lived and thrived here, and those who have sought to unlock its secrets. For centuries, indigenous people have lived in harmony with this harsh environment. The Inuit, for example, have a deep and enduring connection to the Arctic. Their knowledge of the land, the sea, and the ice is unparalleled, passed down through generations in stories, songs, and practices that have enabled them to survive and thrive in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. Their way of life is intricately linked to the rhythms of the natural world. They have developed sophisticated techniques for hunting and fishing, and their social structures and cultural practices are finely tuned to the demands of their environment. The Inuits' relationship with the Arctic is one of respect and reciprocity, a testament to their resilience and ingenuity. Their tools and techniques are a marvel of human ingenuity, designed to maximize efficiency and effectiveness in the harsh Arctic conditions. From the construction of igloos to the crafting of kayaks and the use of dog sleds, the Inuit have honed their skills over millennia, creating a way of life that is both sustainable and deeply connected to the natural world. The Arctic is a place where survival depends on a deep understanding of the environment and the ability to adapt to its ever-changing conditions. The Inuits' knowledge of the ice, the weather, and the behavior of animals is crucial to their survival. Their hunting and fishing techniques are not just about providing food, but about maintaining a balance with the natural world, ensuring that the resources they depend on are not depleted. European explorers first reached the Arctic in the 16th century. Driven by a desire for discovery and the promise of new trade routes, these explorers ventured into the unknown, facing immense challenges and dangers. Their journeys were marked by both triumph and tragedy, as they navigated the treacherous ice and harsh conditions in search of the elusive Northwest Passage. This fabled sea route, which would connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, was seen as the key to unlocking new trade opportunities and expanding the reach of European empires. The quest for the Northwest Passage captured the imagination of explorers and adventurers, leading to numerous expeditions and a wealth of knowledge about the Arctic region. The search for the Northwest Passage was fraught with peril, as explorers contended with the harsh Arctic climate, unpredictable ice conditions, and the vast, uncharted expanse of the region. Despite the many challenges, these expeditions contributed significantly to our understanding of the Arctic, mapping its coastlines and documenting its unique features. The dream of a navigable Northwest Passage persisted for centuries, driving explorers to push the boundaries of their knowledge and capabilities. While many expeditions ended in failure and tragedy, they also paved the way for future exploration and scientific study, laying the groundwork for our modern understanding of the Arctic. The Arctic is a place of extremes where the margin for error is slim and the consequences of failure can be dire. Many explorers faced insurmountable challenges, from the crushing ice to the bitter cold and the isolation of the region. Their stories are a testament to human endurance and the relentless pursuit of knowledge, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The Arctic has claimed the lives of countless explorers, their ships lost to the ice and their names etched into the annals of history. These tragic losses serve as a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in Arctic exploration and the high price that has often been paid in the quest for discovery. The knowledge gained from these expeditions has been invaluable, providing insights into the geography, climate, and ecosystems of the region. The maps and records created by early explorers have been built upon by subsequent generations of scientists and researchers, deepening our understanding of this unique and fragile environment. The legacy of Arctic exploration is a complex one, marked by both achievement and consequence. As we continue to study and explore the Arctic, we must also grapple with the environmental impacts of human activity, from pollution to climate change. The echoes of the past reverberate through the ice, reminding us of the delicate balance that must be maintained to preserve this vital and beautiful part of our planet. Section 7. Threatened Majesty. The Arctic, a region of unparalleled beauty and majesty, is facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions. This remote and icy wilderness, home to a unique array of wildlife and indigenous communities, is under threat from a multitude of environmental and human-induced pressures. The once stable ice sheets are now melting at an alarming rate, transforming the landscape and endangering the species that call this place home. The Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, a phenomenon known as Arctic amplification. This rapid warming is causing dramatic changes in the region's climate and environment. Rising temperatures are causing the ice to melt at an alarming rate. The ice that has taken centuries to form is now disappearing in mere decades. This melting ice is not only a loss of a natural wonder, but also a critical habitat for many species. Species that have adapted to the harsh conditions of the Arctic are now struggling to survive in a rapidly changing environment. The loss of ice is particularly challenging for animals that rely on it for hunting, breeding, and shelter. Polar bears are losing their hunting grounds. These majestic predators depend on sea ice to hunt seals, their primary food source. As the ice recedes, polar bears are forced to travel greater distances and expend more energy to find food, leading to malnutrition and decreased survival rates. Seals are struggling to find places to rest and give birth. The diminishing ice platforms mean that seals have fewer safe places to haul out and nurse their pups. This increases their vulnerability to predators and reduces their chances of survival. As glaciers and ice sheets melt, the water flows into the ocean, causing sea levels to rise. This not only affects the Arctic, but has far-reaching consequences for coastal communities around the world. Rising sea levels lead to increased flooding, coastal erosion, and the loss of habitat for both humans and wildlife. Communities that have lived by the sea for generations are now facing the prospect of displacement and loss of their homes. Human activities, such as oil and gas exploration, are also putting pressure on the Arctic environment. The quest for natural resources has led to increased industrial activity in this fragile region, further exacerbating the environmental challenges. Oil spills and pollution are contaminating the water and soil. The extraction and transportation of oil and gas pose significant risks to the Arctic's pristine environment. Oil spills can have devastating effects on marine life, and the harsh conditions of the Arctic make cleanup efforts particularly challenging. These activities are also disrupting the traditional way of life for indigenous communities. The Arctic is home to many indigenous peoples who have lived in harmony with the environment for thousands of years. Their cultures, traditions, and livelihoods are deeply intertwined with the natural world. Hunting, fishing, and gathering are not just means of sustenance, but are also central to their cultural identity and way of life. The changes in the Arctic environment are threatening these practices and the very survival of these communities. The history of human interaction with the Arctic is a tale of exploration, survival, and adaptation. Early explorers braved the harsh conditions to chart unknown territories, while indigenous peoples developed sophisticated knowledge and skills to thrive in this extreme environment. Today, scientific research in the Arctic is more important than ever. Scientists are studying the impacts of climate change, monitoring wildlife populations, and investigating the complex interactions between the atmosphere, ice, and ocean. This research is crucial for understanding the changes taking place and for developing strategies to mitigate their effects. International cooperation is also key to addressing the challenges facing the Arctic. The Arctic Council, an intergovernmental forum, brings together Arctic states and indigenous communities to promote sustainable development and environmental protection. Collaborative efforts are essential for ensuring the long-term health and stability of the Arctic region. Renewable energy projects, such as wind and solar power, are being developed to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and minimize environmental impact. These initiatives represent a step towards a more sustainable and resilient Arctic. Conservation efforts are also underway to protect the Arctic's unique ecosystems and wildlife. Establishing protected areas and wildlife reserves helps to safeguard critical habitats and ensure the survival of endangered species. These efforts are vital for preserving the natural heritage of the Arctic for future generations. Indigenous communities are playing a leading role in conservation efforts. Their traditional knowledge and deep connection to the land are invaluable in developing effective strategies for environmental protection. Community-led initiatives are empowering Indigenous peoples to take an active role in safeguarding their homelands. Education is another crucial component in the fight to protect the Arctic. Raising awareness about the importance of the Arctic and the impacts of climate change is essential for inspiring action. Educational programs and outreach efforts are helping to inform and engage the next generation of environmental stewards. Global climate action is necessary to address the root causes of the threats facing the Arctic. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit global warming. Collective action on a global scale is needed to protect the Arctic and the planet as a whole. Despite the challenges, Arctic communities are demonstrating remarkable resilience. They are adapting to changing conditions, finding innovative solutions, and working together to build a sustainable future. Their strength and determination are a testament to the enduring spirit of the Arctic. The future of the Arctic depends on the actions we take today. By addressing the threats of climate change, reducing human impact, and supporting conservation efforts, we can ensure that the Arctic remains a place of wonder and beauty. A thriving Arctic is not only vital for the region's inhabitants, but for the health of our entire planet. The Arctic's majesty is threatened, but it is not too late to make a difference. Together, we can protect this incredible region and preserve its natural wonders for generations to come. The time to act is now, to safeguard the Arctic's future and the future of our planet. Section 8. A call to action. The Arctic is at a tipping point. The choices we make today will determine its fate, and the fate of our planet. We must act now to protect this fragile region. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is essential. This will help slow down climate change. Investing in renewable energy sources is crucial. We need to protect Arctic ecosystems from human impacts. The Arctic may seem like a distant land, but it's intricately connected to the rest of the planet. What happens in the Arctic affects us all. We have a responsibility to protect this incredible region for future generations.